Many of you have tried everything and still you are not able to solve the reading fill in the blanks questions, or it takes a long time to do so. Well, you need to adapt using the new 5-stage approach for the reading fill in the blanks question that will not only guarantee your speed up, but it will also take you from 1 out of 5 or 2 out of 5 to 5 out of 5 in these questions. So watch it till the end and let's find out. Hey everyone, this is Anurag here from Edutrainex PTE. I hope you all are doing great. In this video, I'm going to show you a 5-stage approach to solve the reading fill in the blanks questions in the best possible manner that will not only provoke a thinking process inside you, but also guarantee that you will speed up in the way you are approaching these questions. If you have not been following any of these techniques, it's okay. There's still time. The good news is that you will watch everything in this video and then you can adapt your techniques according to that. In the meantime, if you are looking for paid assistance, do WhatsApp us if you are really struggling with the whole course or anything. We do provide a full course on the PT exam where we take all modules together and provide you unlimited classes until you succeed. So like and subscribe and let's begin. First thing, I want to show you a question. Question first, and then you look at it and you try to solve the question the fastest way possible. Okay, I'm sure that some of you will choose grammar, some of you will choose context, some of you will choose vocabulary. But what we need to focus as the stage 1 process is the collocation. Some of the collocating words you will straight away will be able to understand that these two words will often go together. So what are collocation are when the two words are used together often by native speakers for a very long time. Okay, there's nothing particular about using the words together. It's just a way of usage. Now, there is a PT official collocation word list that the Pearson themselves have given it out to you. You can just Google it and find out. It's a list of many combination of collocation, but it's not a comprehensive list, meaning that in the exam, not necessarily it will come from that list. So that's why we have started, taking things in our own hand. When you see the repeated questions that we share, we also analyze the vocabulary words, the type of collocations that are coming in the exam, and then we share it to you. I'll shortly let you know how you can access them. There are two types of memberships that we offer. One is YouTube Priority and one is YouTube VIP. In the VIP, you will get all the prediction files, spelling list, vocabulary list, templates, everything. Whereas in the Priority, you will only get prediction files. But depending on how much you want to spend, you can choose any of them. So let's look at some of the words. Taking the exam, not giving the exam. Pay attention on something or pay attention to something. Search for. So as you can see, it's not only just the words that they collocate with, they also need to understand the prepositions that these words collocate with. Okay, collective action, university, campus. Like this one you see, progressing in, progressing to, or progressing with. So there are three types of prepositions. These are the words and the prepositions or conjunction, whatever they are used with. I give it to you every month in our vocabulary video. You can see the screenshot of the thumbnail, how it looks. You can find it on our channel. And we have been sharing it from last many months. So always learn the words that have been repeated in the last 3 to 6 months of the exam. That may repeat for you, and in some form or the other, it will definitely repeat in the exam. So now let's look at the question, the same question that I shared with you before. Now, the step number 1 to do the question fastest is see how many questions you can cover using only the collocations. Like over here, if I see I don't need to read the whole context, universities, NUSA, dash. And I know which kind of words collocate with university. One of them is campus, university campus, university department as well. But over here is talking about one particular at Central Arts at Central Queensland University and Foundation Head. So I'll go with this particular one, which is the number 1 answer because of collocation straight away. If you just want to reinforce what you just selected is the correct answer or not, read the sentence. Of course, you may need it to solve the other questions because they might be dependent on the sum of the context. So read it, but do skim reading, quick reading. So what is the second one? David's career in education dash as a primary school teacher. Begin as something. Begin as a primary school teacher. So over here again, begin is the word, not beginning. Begin or began, because we are talking about things in the past tense, because he began in early 1980s, long time back. So we have to use a past tense. So grammar will also help you, but we'll come to that. But before grammar, the word that came to my mind because of the collocation is begin. And the closest to one over here because of the grammar is began. So I'll select that one as the correct answer. The third one, dash to 4 principal positions before dash higher education. So he began as a school teacher, and then what happened? Which kind of word did we see in the previous screen? Progressing to. So if you are aware of the usage of these words, then straight away you will be able to use these words in your answer. Straight away you will be knowing that perfect sound. Okay, other words, acted to, department to, entering to, it's not even making sense or not even used that way with these prepositions. And the last one, to 4 positions before dash higher education. Now whenever we talk about education, before you enter education, higher education, primary education, we always use the word enter. So this is also collocation that you should understand and remember. Entering higher education is something that is often used. That's why it's called as collocation. All right, so first thing, if you know the collocation, straight away attempt that. Now I'll show you the second technique, which is always the grammar. So grammar will always help you. I have been sharing the grammar techniques, the grammar shortcut videos last so many months. You can just watch all of them collectively. It will give you a lot of information. Okay, the editor will flash some of the grammar videos, how it looks. You can search for it on our channel and understand the patterns and remember the shortcuts. Shortcuts will help you to recognize the patterns quickly, and then you just apply the knowledge. Okay, if you still want deeper understanding of the grammar, then of course we cover it in our classes, in our live classes. When people join us for PTE training, then we provide them everything in detail, not just the shortcuts. Okay, now I'll show you one more question and let's see if you can solve it using the grammar techniques that I have been teaching you on the YouTube since last many months. Can you see this? To dash. After to, verb 1. Most of the time, 99% of the time, the only other 1% time after to will be noun. Like send this to someone. Other than that, we need an action word, verb 1. So how many verb 1s do you see here? You can select it, but let's go through sequence. Recent studies suggest that bilingual individuals may dash trade-offs in language processing. Okay, now start recognizing the pattern. Recent studies suggest that. Recent studies is the subject, this is the verb, and suggest that the whole later part can become the object. That bilingual individuals, this is the object for the first part of the sentence, but this is the subject for the next part of the sentence. Individuals, so may dash, may, can, could are like auxiliary verbs. Okay, they help the verbs. So what we need over here is verb. So individuals may dash trade-offs in language processing. So what do you see? We need a verb, experience is a verb, spawn can be a verb, switch can be a verb, pitch can be a verb, feature can also be a verb. So many verbs, but which one do you think is making sense? May experience trade-offs, may spawn, means diverse, may feature trade-offs, switch trade-offs, or pitch trade-offs. If you apply common sense, then it will tell you that individuals, because it is talking about the studies that suggesting bilingual individuals may experience. Okay, we are talking about person's experience. So that's why grammar helped me. And then second way, we solve the question using common sense. Second one, we also know that we need a verb 1 over here. As I told you, we already used one verb 1. There are other verbs as well. While they benefit from the ability to dash between languages, back and forth, what are we doing? We are switching between the languages. So we know that switch is already a verb 1, and then because it is making sense contextually, you can select it as an answer. So this one becomes the second answer. The third one, potential dash. This comes with a potential dash. Potential is an adjective. Adjective describes the noun, so we need a noun. And how many nouns do we see here? Not much. Nature is noun, and then downside can also be noun, right? So are we talking about potential nature or potential downside? See, a slight delay in word retrieve compared to monolingual. So there is talking about disadvantages, which is actually the downside. So meaning and grammar together helped you to solve the third question. And the last one highlights the complex dash of language cognition. Again, adjective, complex. Again, we need a noun of language cognition. Now you can see complex nature, exact nature. This is also a collocation that you should remember. And of course, this is fitting in the noun form. There is no other word that is there in the noun form. Straight away, we'll pick this one as the answer, and we got it correct. Okay, the next stage you should be using it after you have applied the collocation, after you have applied the grammar, If you're still unable to solve, firstly, don't rely on the gut feeling. This is the third stage that you need to be careful about. See, context gives you a lot of hints. Clues gives you a lot of hints. There are hints provided in the paragraph or the text passage that is given to you. So please avoid traps at every stage. I shared a very detailed video about 4 types of traps that are set by the PT exam in your questions. And if you haven't watched that video up until now, then I highly recommend you go and watch that video. It will give you all the details of which type of traps are coming in the exam, and then you can avoid them easily. Many people have already started getting benefit from that video. Okay, so what I was trying to elaborate from your gut feeling is that don't just guess that this is the word that fits here. Let's see what I'm trying to say. Australian scientists recently dash strong evidence. Okay, evidence that great white sharks in Australian waters originate from different parts of the world. So sharks in Australia come from different parts of the world. That's what is the first sentence saying. But we are talking about recently dash evidence. So you say, okay, finding evidence. Finding evidence is the strongest collocation word. I understand, but what you don't see over here is the word recently is talking about past. Find is not given in the correct grammar form. So even though it is collocation wise in the correct form, it's not in the correct grammar form, and I will straight away eliminate it. Which one is closest to find in meaning and in the correct grammar form is uncovered? That becomes your first answer. And these findings dash the well-established theory that the sharks are native to Australia. Now, if you don't understand these two sentences properly, you may straight away choose this word, prove. Okay, these findings prove the well-established theory, but you did not see that they are talking about the opposite things. One is saying that they originate from different parts of the world. The other sentence is saying that they are native to Australia. So they are contradictory in nature, opposing. So the best word that can be used over here is this particular word. So never ever trust your gut feeling straight away. Don't be very quick. I have seen one of the students very recently. She cleared 79 from Melbourne, and she had a habit of doing questions quickly. But I pointed her out that when you are doing things very quickly, you still need to judge yourself whether I selected the questions correctly. And once she was able to avoid these kind of traps, then her score straight away went past 79. Okay, so mistakes, even though you are good, sometimes silly mistakes like this can bring your scores down. The fourth stage is something that you can never ever ignore, because vocabulary is the key skill that you can have in any language. If you don't know the meaning of the words, if you don't know what the words explain, then you can't express yourself, you can't convey yourself. That's why we have a dedicated playlist only for vocabulary and specific to the reading fill in the blanks and reading writing fill in the blanks. And if you are thorough with those kind of words, and as I said, if you need the whole list of words like 800 900 words of relevant words that are coming in the fill in the blanks questions, both the ones of the reading, then you do take the YouTube VIP membership. That will give you that list. Otherwise, we do share free videos every single month to focus on the most repeated 40 words. That will also help you a lot. But don't forget this thing, that vocabulary learning today is a life skill. English is a life skill. It's going to help you every day in your future as well. So you have to understand how the words are used. That's what we also show you in the video, and that's what I showed to you just now. So usage of preposition, progressing to or progressing with or progressing in. So if you know that usage, then straight away you will be able to figure out the answers. Let's see one question and then let's see if you can figure it out. Meaning is important. So you need to know the meaning and grammar. Of course, we already know that grammar is always helpful. Like in this one, has been. So after has been, we know the grammar can only be verb 3 or ing. So let's see what is the sentence trying to tell us. Green tea, one of the oldest herbal tree knowns, has been dashed for centuries in many countries. Has been done and dusted. So verb 3 will come. What do you do with the tea? You eat or drink or you consume. So eating and drinking there are no such words. Consuming is also has the same meaning. So that is the first answer. I know the meaning of consume. Okay, consume can be used as eating as well or drinking as well. Modern research suggests that green tea can help in reducing the dash of certain chronic disease. Chronic disease. You want to reduce the what? Reduce the drawbacks. Reduce the what? Simple meaning risk of certain diseases. So that's what You know, risk of is the correct collocation. Risk of doing something. It's always used. Drawbacks of is also used, but diet of, benefits of, yes. Attributed of is not used. Related of is not used. So you could have straight away eliminated these two and these two. So basically attributed, related and diet you could have eliminated. Now risk of, drawbacks of, benefits of, these three were the contenders, but we are talking about bad things. Disease. So we never talk about benefits of disease. We talk about risk of disease. Okay, the next one, this is largely dashed to its high content of antioxidants known as the catechins. So this is now what? 2. See, the 2 is coming after it. So vocabulary is one thing and then usage is another thing. So I know attributed to and related to is used together. Okay, drawbacks to, benefits to, diet to does not work out. Attributed to or related to. Are we talking about relation or are we talking about its characteristics? Largely attributed to high content. So that is the word I need to talk about, and this is over here, number 3, not related to. So we got this answer, and then despite these dash, it's important for people to understand that green tea is not cure all and should be part of balanced dash and healthy lifestyle. This one is very easy, right? Balanced diet, collocation straight away. And even if you don't know the meaning, diet is everything, everyone uses this word. So it's a very easy thing to guess. And balanced diet and healthy lifestyle. You see the combination of adjective noun and adjective noun. Same grammar pattern is repeating with the conjunction. So grammar, vocabulary, everything plays together. Now despite these dash, which one was these? These. We need a plural noun. Very easy. These. This, if it was this, then singular noun. If it is these, then it is a plural noun. How many plural noun do you see? Only 2. Drawbacks and benefits. What are we talking about? We gave a lot of benefits. Risk of reduces the risk of chronic disease, and then it has high antioxidant content. So we talked about the benefits, right? Not the drawbacks. So despite these benefits, which is the number 4 answer, and then you should still follow balanced. So that's how you should solve the question using this as the 4th stage. And the last stage that you should always remember is to manage the time. Now many people are still doing the question so slowly that they lose a lot of time and they don't have enough time. The last 3 to 4 fill in the blanks question, they have to just do it in seconds or minutes, which is definitely compromising the quality of questions that you are attempting. So always manage time and do the other questions quickly. Don't waste too much time on questions like MCMA, MCSA. Do it very quickly if you are really aiming for 79. Some people choose to ignore it. Reorder paragraph you can't ignore because you still have 10 to 13 questions that you can get from 3 to 4 questions that you get for reorder paragraph. But do keep time for reading fill in the blanks and reading writing fill in the blanks. Okay, even if the passage is big, if there are only 4 blanks, then you should still be doing it between 2 and 2.5 minutes. So it doesn't mean that the passage is big that you can take 5 minutes, 10 minutes for one question. That means you are a slow reader, you're not focusing. We are just testing your reading skills, whether you are still able to understand the whole context and answer just 4 questions, 4 blanks. So please manage your time, speed up using these 4 stages. Okay, last but not the least, managing the time. Becoming a speed reader is not a one-day thing that you can achieve. You have to start reading daily, every single day. Now again, the student that I was talking to you about, you can hear. Otherwise, how much did you put, Zoe, every day?
I used to
Reading,
put like
writing,
at least, yeah, but I would at least put like minimum 5 hours a day. But
5
I
hours.
was reading a lot. But I like sometimes, look, you don't, if you're bored of doing what you're doing, read a novel. I would read a novel and the words I didn't understand, um, I would go find synonyms for it and I would write it down. So for me, that was like, it was a fun thing to do, you know.
Yeah.
So find
So
a book that you like, but just do something. And then
that's
I,
a
of
very
course,
important
went
thing
a
that you shared. She clearly said that she was reading around 2 to 3 or 3 to 4 hours every day. Whatever interests you, maybe it's novel, maybe it's websites, scientific websites, historical websites, just read and read more so that you become a very fast reader. That's for guarantee. Slowly and steadily you will become a fast reader, and then you will perform better in the reading module. But it will take some time. Okay, so now you know the 5-stage approach to solve the reading fill in the blanks questions. I'm quite sure that if you start applying these things diligently, then your scores and your confidence will start rising in the positive direction. Absolutely. And just to let you know, if you're looking for the prediction files, the repeated questions, spelling list, vocabulary list, then you can join the priority ones, which will only give you the prediction file. VIP one will give you everything: spelling list, vocabulary list, prediction file, and the templates as well. And in the meantime, if you're really struggling with the whole thing or the PT exam, then you do WhatsApp us. We provide you PT training, online training, unlimited training at one single cost. And in the meantime, if you haven't seen my video on 10 leaked grammar techniques or the shortcuts, you should go and watch it now. Keep watching Edutrainex, and I'll soon be back with another super informative video on PT topics. See you soon.